What's up, and welcome to 5280 Film Room.
We're a Colorado sports podcast by fans for fans.
Please subscribe, rate, and review, and also follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
You can also email us your input, questions, and ideas at 5280filmroom@gmail.com.
Thanks for listening. Hey there, Broncos Country. Thanks so much for listening in. I'm Alyssa.
I'm Gideon.
Miles?
And I'm Jordan.
And we are headed into our Week 6 matchup against the Los Angeles Rams. Last week, we got our butts kicked by the Jets.
Ugh.
We collectively, the four of us, saw the first half of that game because we headed off to Coors Field to watch the Rockies game in the cold.
Playoffs.
First drive, bold prediction.
Woo woo! Miles and Gideon were right on one of their bold predictions with Case throwing a touchdown pass to Cortland Sutton. Things didn't look great in the first half, but apparently they fell apart horribly in the second half.
Oh yeah, I watched the condensed version of the game, and the first half the Broncos were actually playing pretty well. Like, they were close-ish, but the second half,
Ish.
yeah, the second half, like, Powell and Crowell, they just went off.
Which is surprising considering our run defense this year has been pretty solid. And our pass defense has been the more suspect aspect of our defense.
Yeah, because I think they combined for over 300 rushing yards.
Gross.
Well, yeah, like when I was at the game, I checked my phone just for game updates and stats, and it was like Crowell. It was like, what, 216 yards? And I'm like, that's got to be total yards, right? Like, go through. No, that's rushing yards.
Yeah.
Straight rushing.
What's going on, Broncos?
What's going on, Broncos? That is the big question. On these fan groups, there are some real angry Broncos fans out there.
I don't
think
blame
that's
them.
all
I
Broncos.
don't
It
either.
should be all Broncos fans.
They are calling for lots of people to get fired, and I can't blame them.
We don't want to miss the playoffs again as a fan base.
I especially do not want to have another losing season, because that would be, the first time since 1970 something, that if we were to have a losing season this year, that the Broncos have 2 losing seasons in a row.
I think that would be the nail in Vance Joseph's coffin.
Yeah.
If he makes
not
it that
before.
far.
Yeah,
if not before.
yeah.
I feel like it could be coming down sooner than that. But
I don't know. I've never liked coach firings mid-season. It causes too much turmoil, and it causes basically an almost immediate rebuild.
and it's kind of just kind of throwing in the towel on the current
Which
season.
almost
like,
effectively could throw in, and it would be almost a nail in the coffin for that second losing season in a row.
Right.
I mean, it's gonna take a lot, I think, for him to be fired mid-season.
Think so? The Broncos are really
Like,
reactionary.
I think it'll probably be a coordinator before it's the head coach.
Yeah.
They'll
Like,
do something to appease the raging fan base, but
There's-
not the big one.
There's got to be some kind
Definitely.
of mortar that keeps all these pieces together before you just let it all explode.
Like, rebuild in the offseason.
But
Cook.
I think
Yeah.
a big reason why Vance came back was because he had an unfair quarterback situation last year. Because he had 3 quarterbacks that just weren't getting the job done. And so far, Keenum isn't getting the job done.
I think it falls more on Musgrave than it does on Vance.
I would agree, because Vance is a defensive guy. So I would agree with that. But the Broncos,
Well, the
they're
scheme
so
that we're
quick to pull
putting,
the trigger.
the schemes we're putting Keenum in is not setting him up for success as much as he was last year in Minnesota.
Like, he's
And
a play action
that
passer.
usually does fall to the OC.
But do you think, like, if the Broncos lose this, we go to 2-4, you fire your head coach?
I think
No,
it depends
I
how
don't
they
think so.
lose.
I think it would be
But, like,
really dramatic
Even still,
to
like,
do that at this point in the season.
I think that'd be
you're
a
not
knee-jerk.
out of the playoffs at 2-4.
Right.
Like, obviously, you have to win 4 to 6 straight to be back in playoff contention, serious talks. But I don't think if you want to push for playoffs, that firing the head coach is the right way after 6 games.
Yep.
I
agree.
completely agree. I just think that if they get blown out, like if it's 40-10, I
We
think
give
Joseph
up
will be
another
gone.
200-yard rusher.
Yeah, which
I'd rather
Going
give up
against the best
200 to
running back in the
Gurley than 200 to Crowell. Was it Crowell?
Yeah, Crowell.
He's
Isaiah Crowell.
Isaiah. It went to Isaiah to the Jets.
class.
Just the Jets in general.
The Jets as a whole.
Yeah, the Jets should never rush for 100 yards. Like the Jets are an okay
They
team.
are a
but-
professional football team.
Yeah,
That's about all.
I mean, they have a
to say.
promising quarterback.
a rookie quarterback.
Promising though. I mean,
Yeah.
he does.
You can't
He
deny
has
that.
looked good at moments, but he's definitely still a rookie. I don't know. I'm still extremely frustrated. I'm glad we got another passing touchdown. But
Yeah.
I'm extremely frustrated.
That's good. You
with
got to
it.
find those little nuggets of like,
Yes.
and that was a positive thing.
I think
Yes.
I think Keenum got 2.
Needs to be.
We got at least one.
Yeah.
Needs to be multiplied across the entire game rather than like, let's start and finish a half like this, and everything
Right.
in between and after. Just don't worry about it.
Well, and they just gave up on the run when they were down 21-10. Like that's still reachable. Down by 11 points in the beginning of the second half. You're down by 11. Then you have 4 rushing attempts the entire second half.
And you got a couple stud rushers that can make some lightning plays.
Yeah, because the
And
Broncos
thunderous plays.
lightning and thunder. Lindsey and Freeman. Yeah, because the Broncos are first in the league in average yards per rush. So I think do
Just
what you
logic.
do best.
Yeah,
Like,
just
do
logically
what you do
speaking,
best.
why not stay the course with that? It makes no sense to me.
Is Nolan Arenado running the Broncos right now? No.
Oh snap!
Just kidding.
No, I really hope that the Broncos can keep the game close this Sunday. That way they can actually utilize their running backs.
I hope so too, but that just feels like some lofty thinking, especially with Wade Phillips
Sean McVay.
coming back to Denver on the opposing team after we wouldn't give him the big deal he deserved. I mean, I feel like he's gonna come ready to smack us around a little bit.
Honestly, I'm more terrified about Sean McVay than I am Wade Phillips.
Sean McVay is truly like one of a kind coach.
We have players older than McVay, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
Probably, yeah.
I'm pretty sure almost every NFL
team's
team.
got-
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm almost as old as McVay, and I'm 30.
You old man.
I
Right?
don't know exactly
No.
how old he is because he's so young and he's so fresh, and his perspective on the game is unique and it's original, and it's showing that that's proving to be successful.
But he also has such a great personnel when it comes to the players that he's got.
Yep.
I mean,
Well, and they're in a win now mode with all the
Oh,
players
for
that
sure.
they signed.
Definitely.
Like in 2 or 3 years, like those salaries are gonna bite them in the ass. So like
Hard.
they need to
But
win a Super
they
Bowl
just
in the
moved
next
to
2
LA,
years.
so it doesn't really matter.
Sean McVay is 32 years old and became the youngest head coach at the age of 30.
This dude would have graduated with us.
Close. He was
Well,
born in
like,
86. Yeah.
Same high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Same
yeah.
difference.
Oh my gosh.
He would have been like
Yes.
the senior when we were sophomores.
So I should be a head coach by now.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
God.
are you doing with
Try
your
hard,
life,
Jordan. I'm definitely incredibly nervous about this upcoming matchup against the Rams. They're undefeated, correct?
Yep. 5-0. Yeah.
5-0.
Well, they got probably the best running back in the league right now.
Jared Goff just
Really good
solidified
quarterback.
himself as like a real solid quarterback.
Yeah, he had a great year last year, but he
Yeah.
was still underrated coming into this year. But I think like he's proved that he's a legit quarterback. Because I remember in the draft, it was, Goff or Wentz. And you know what? They both turned out to be really good quarterbacks.
I mean, I know we're Denver sports podcast, but I'm a kind of a fan of Jared Goff. He knows how to drop these passes in the right places, and I'm kind of scared for our secondary.
I mean, it would really, for
Yes.
us to truly be competitive in this matchup, it's going to take the Broncos hitting it on all cylinders and connecting on every play being consistent, and based on what we've seen over the past few weeks, that's a lofty dream.
Yeah.
It can happen any given Sunday, absolutely. But I'm obviously gonna watch the game. I'm a fan. I'm excited to enjoy football on Sunday, but I just don't think it's gonna be pretty.
I don't think so either. One, offensively and defensively, there's been some glaring holes for sure. The secondary has been suspect. I think Chris Harris, he's been fine. He hasn't been the same Chris Harris. I think Roby has been really rough.
Yep.
Justin Simmons, I haven't watched him closely, but I've seen him get beat a few times.
He's got one of our picks.
I
I think it was garbage time or something. Yeah, I don't think it was even a good one.
And a big moment.
No, our turnover ratio's got to change, and Vaughn started the year with a couple forced fumbles, and so I think it's our secondary's turn to be like, let's get 2 or 3 interceptions in a game, and what better game to showcase that against a really good quarterback?
Absolutely.
Well, especially all that talk about between Aqib and the no-fly zone leaving with him.
Yeah.
Well, luckily Aqib's on the IR, so he probably won't
yeah.
even be in Denver.
So I think all the gold chains are safe, but
Thank goodness.
yeah, we'll still see. They've got a scary almost
Everything.
any position.
Yeah.
Pick one.
Brandon Cooks and Cooper Kupp are on track to clear their concussion protocols. And even if anything happens with that, Rob Woods is a fantastic receiver. And if John Brown can beat us, then Rob Woods can definitely beat us. Between him and Gurley, I think that's enough weapons for the Rams to trick our secondary if we're not properly prepared to handle a high-powered offense.
Well, and even on defense, they got Sue, Aaron Donald, Marcus Peters. They had to leave, but it's they got so many weapons on offense and defense. It's scary.
There's going to be a lot of holes, and not for our running backs.
No.
Did you say holes or holds?
Both.
Both. Yeah. Okay.
Holes, as in the gaps that these dudes are going to be plugging.
Or
and
also from all the holds
all of
jerseys.
From all the tackles that Garrett Bowles commits.
Just Bowles? I'm talking the entire offense.
It really,
Bowles might as well be in the WWE
flag,
for this game, probably.
Yeah, he had another hold right at the beginning of the game last week.
Good
job.
Job.
At the beginning.
I'm pretty sure he's on a 5-game hold streak.
Stop with the holds, Bowles.
Put that on a shirt.
Stop with the holds, Bowles. Yeah, it's
our whole tone today pretty much sums up our current mental state towards how the Broncos are doing
we were all really
now.
excited to watch the Broncos this year, and we were hyped up to have a good team to watch and
to cover and to talk about.
Yeah, and so far it's pretty deflating to watch, and it's there's other teams that are doing really cool stuff. Why can't we be doing it's when your mom won't let you go out and play out with your friends that got a new toy or something? No, you're staying inside. But
that team's having so much
way
fun.
Cool stuff. They got smiles on their faces.
Look at how much fun those fans are having. I want to have fun.
So if you guys had to pick something, what do you think the Broncos have to do to win this game? I know the Broncos are going to be underdogs by a lot.
Man.
But, what do they have to do to win this game?
Run heavy balance.
No turnovers.
Yeah. No turnovers.
I don't know even about the run heavy because of their defense.
I'm just adding to the bullet list.
There's so many
I don't think
things.
this is one or two.
Question.
Yeah.
I think there's just
these are the top 27 things the Broncos need to do on Sunday.
If the Broncos win,
really it has to be no turnovers, recovering any turnover opportunities that the Rams present, if any.
Yeah, let's see another Derek Wolfe interception.
Hey.
I don't think he's ever had 2 in a season. That'd be nice.
That would be great.
Yeah, I think establish the run and then use the play action pass. Because that's where Keenum excels. Because I heard a stat today where I think it was Keenum in his career, he has 107 passer rating. Went out of the play action, but when he drops back to pass, his passer rating is like 76, 77, something like that. The Broncos haven't utilized that.
Bring
And
back
why?
that Bronco boot.
You watch the success that Case was able to have under the coaching and the style and the schemes in Minnesota. Just copy paste it. Like, follow what you saw proven to work. Like, if Case is our quarterback, which obviously he is for now, possibly for the remainder of the season, we'll see. He's been disappointing. Like, you have to lean into your players' strengths.
Well, and I in my opinion, I think we have a better running back situation than Minnesota even had last year. Because they didn't have Dalvin Cook for most of the year. Like, they had, Jerick McKinnon and Latavius Murray.
Yeah.
I mean, Freeman and Lindsey, they've been tearing it up. So, like, use them and then use the play action.
They're young.
And I mean,
You're not paying them much right now. Just run them.
The only thing that they had offensively, I think, would be a better line and a better tight end.
For sure,
Definitely
better
better
tight
tight
end.
end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean...
And a better line. No question
No,
about
yeah.
it.
But I mean, the running backs were somewhat comparable.
Right.
The receivers are somewhat comparable as far as the top two. But I think Keenum's success was much more scheme focused from last year, and the way that the coaching staff put the players in positions for success.
Exactly.
I don't feel that from our coaching staff on any side of the ball, special teams, defense, or offense.
And something that might change some sentiment towards Case Keenum would be if we could see him be a little bit more outspoken. Like, maybe that's what he's missing. Like, I don't want to say he's not being a leader, but maybe, like, be more outspoken. And, like, I kind of want to see him get fired up on the sideline and, you know, smack your receivers across the helmet or something with your hand. Like, I don't know. Like, get your teammates fired up.
But can you do that when you're not being successful?
No. But I think that will be the catalyst to producing success. Like, you can't just all of a sudden start talking and being exciting because you're doing well. I want to see Case fired up, like pissed off, whether someone misses a route or maybe he missed a throw even. Like, come over here with me and we're going to throw the ball while the defense is playing out here instead of sitting on our butts on the bench looking at God knows what. What is the
Or
defense
or
doing?
pull out the...
they blitzed and they sacked your ass. That's what happened.
Yeah, pull out the Surface Pros with the receivers.
Yeah.
And look at, like,
I mean,
this is what
like,
I saw when you did this, as opposed to what you saw when...
And get on the same page in that moment. Like, hey, this just went wrong. Let's go look at this together.
This is on
next
me.
time it goes right.
But I see what you're getting at, or flip-flop. I mean, be able to take and give that constructive criticism to a point where
it's control.
Successful. Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Take on that initiative and that leadership of when things are
like
go
if
wrong,
I were him, it would be
now.
like, all right, if you guys are saying it's all because of me, I'm gonna come out to the media and be like, you know what, I'm putting this team on my back. It is all on me, and it's gonna be on me the rest of the season, and then go out and slay this Rams defense. Like that, I think that's what the fans need to see from Case to make that attitude change from, oh, just what are we doing with an $18 million quarterback? He's not doing nothing. And it's like, maybe some of it might be because he's such a reserved person.
Yeah, I don't think that's his personality.
No, not at all.
So
it would be nice to see.
But that's what I'm saying.
Like,
is you're in a role.
I wouldn't say he's reserved. Like, he's so hyper competitive. Which I think when you're competitive, but you're not producing, then you like go into a shell.
Bottle up or something.
But at the same time, that fosters the fact that he's going to be overthinking things.
Yeah, for sure.
And not produce to the level he needs to be.
Because
so it just compounds itself.
Yeah, because he can be animated on the sidelines and be pissed off at himself. Like, he doesn't have to be pissed off at other people.
Yeah.
Like, it would be nice to see that emotion.
That drive, that fire, like, let's fix it. And let's fix it before we get back out on the field.
I
for
feel
our
like
next drive.
when I see Case go off the field, it's like a dog just getting in trouble, tail between his legs, and it is what it is. Goes sits in the corner and then goes back out and tries again.
Yeah.
And tries to have fun and produce and almost gets there.
Stop being a
Yeah.
player and be a leader, because that's what your quarterback is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
You're running the entire offense. You need to start taking control and responsibility.
I would love to see some more flexibility in the at the line adjustments.
All more audibles, yeah.
Like
Just be like, no, you know what, coach? We're not running this. I want to run this play.
yeah.
And
mean,
it's
that's-
play action.
yeah.
That's what makes
And it's a
that's what
play
makes
action.
that's what makes the greats so great. Peyton, Tom, Aaron.
Yeah, they don't do what they're told, pretty much.
No.
Yeah,
But I mean,
true.
they've also established themselves to the point where their coaches are like, you do whatever.
You can do it.
Right.
But-
we trust you.
I
mean, look at Baker
you gotta
Mayfield.
take up
He's
that-
like,
take that
coach,
step.
like, no, I'm going to talk to the receivers, and then we're going to go out and score.
Yeah.
He told
With
his coach that.
so
He was
much
like,
confidence.
like, no, I'll coach
Like-
him real quick, coach. Like, you like, I
And
got
but
this.
it's like,
I got
and
this.
it's somehow he still seems to be totally respectful about it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, okay, yeah, like that's but maybe instead, let me go try this. And he's like, okay, carry on, Baker.
So, I mean, that's a rookie that's able to do that. Obviously, two different personalities.
Right.
But,
And
no,
plus
like,
a number one draft pick for compared to a journeyman quarterback.
yeah.
Who went undrafted?
That's been a career backup.
Yep.
Yeah, had one good
Had
season.
a lights out season last year. Came in and just
But
was
this is
fantastic.
definitely the
but
biggest spotlight he's been in now.
Right.
Because last year it was like, we have Case Keenum. And then the Vikings
We'll
were
hope
like,
for the
actually
best.
pretty good. And then he got big because of the championship game, right?
yeah,
Minnesota Miracle.
Well, he was never listed on the Minnesota Vikings starting depth chart for the whole postseason.
not
Yeah.
one.
It's
Like even they were like, we might change your mind. I don't
We'll
know.
see.
Which I
But
think
now
he
it's
went out and
like-
knew I have to win every week if I want to get to take the field
Yeah.
again.
And now he's got paid, and he doesn't. Even if he doesn't win, this dude goes, sits on the bench, and collects what's his guaranteed, like $7 million or something.
I don't know what his
17 million?
guaranteed is. I know it's like
Um,
36 over 2 years, but that's not guaranteed.
Maybe it might be 17's guaranteed. All these quarterbacks getting guaranteed deals. Everyone's getting
right?
guaranteed deals,
Getting
which
so
is great.
spoiled.
But no, even if he gets benched, like, okay, let Chad Kelly do his thing. Like, personally, I'd be like, I'm still getting paid. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
18 million. I'm Brock Osweiler now.
Right.
I know there's a lot of Broncos fans who are just sitting there going, we have two players we can be really, really excited about. Philip Lindsay and Royce Freeman. Like, two guys that have come out and given a spark, that have given fans a lot to be like, okay, this is the future. This is something I can sink my teeth into and get excited about. And then they see them not being used in the second half of these games, which I think adds to the frustration and the you have to fire Vance Joseph now mob cries throughout the fan base. Is we have been given this lovely like silver lining to a not great start to the season, and it's these awesome rookies who are really the shining stars of this team right now and aren't being utilized.
When you have a defensive minded head coach, like who gets the blame for not running the ball enough? Is that the offensive coordinator during a game or the head coach?
Well, I mean, I think the OC is calling plays. Every team's different. I don't think they have Vance calling plays.
No.
But he might tell them, like, this is the ratio we're doing. Like, we're doing a 5 to 6 run to pass or whatever. Whether that's what they do here in Denver, I'm not sure. But
So I'm pretty sure Vance doesn't call any of the offensive or the defensive plays. But he's more involved with the defense, I'm sure. Just because he is defensive
more in
minded.
tuned.
Yeah. So I don't know if like he just gives Musgrave all the freedom in the world to do whatever he wants during the game, or if or like how involved he is.
Oh, it's interesting.
Because I don't want to put all the blame on Joseph.
Right.
But I mean, some of it should
Well,
be on his shoulders.
There is a
but-
coaching staff, so I mean, maybe you kind of start at the bottom and be like, quarterbacks coach, do we need you? No, all right, you're gone. Offensive coordinator, do we need you? No, I don't think so. All right, you're gone. I don't know.
Yeah, start bottom up. Don't just fire. Just don't chop the head off. I don't
Right,
think that's
because
mid-season.
it's what everyone wants is that knee-jerk. Fans
Yeah.
want that knee-jerk, like, burn it all down.
That's
but
the
they don't
issue.
really.
We've
They
lost
think
2 games.
they think they want that, but then that happens, and then everything falls apart for the rest of the
Yeah.
season because even like you said, like having a head on the beast is better than a headless beast.
Well, and we also saw what happened last year when we got rid of our OC somewhat early in the season.
yeah, McCoy.
I mean, it wasn't really that great of a turnout.
Nope.
I think it got worse.
I think
no, for
it
sure.
tells everyone else once you start firing people, like, hey guys, we're kind of giving up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially like in key positions when we're talking about major coordinators, head coaching staff, or
Specifically in the division.
Like even right now, like if we lose, I don't see Case Keenum getting benched. I just don't. Not for the next week.
Yeah, I don't either.
I could see him being benched for this game. Like, if we're down by 35 points in the second
quarter or
half.
something. Yeah.
See
could
what
see-
Kelly's got.
I'd love
Absolutely.
to see some swag Kelly.
It
Well,
would at least
I-
be
well,
interesting.
Yeah, well, and at that point, I don't think it would be because Keenum is, being benched as our quarterback. It's like, there's no chance we have winning, so let's not risk injuring our $18 million quarterback.
That's a very convenient way, though, to still get to see what Chad Kelly's got.
Yeah.
Like, you can say that to the media, and that's a nice little buttoned-up answer, put a bow on top, but you're still going to see what the kid's got. I'm hesitant for Chad to go in early because there's a risk with putting a young quarterback in before he's actually ready for it. And I do feel
But there's
like...
also the risk for waiting too long.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's true. There's
I mean,
a risk to everything. There's
yeah.
literally no true, like, tried and true way to be successful in the NFL.
Well, and he's been
He
People
did
have
have that
done it a
control in the
million
preseason. He
different
was
ways.
Like,
In preseason,
you
he was
guys do
slinging
this,
it.
but he was telling people
Yeah.
like where
A
they're
lot of
going.
good
Like that
presence.
Baker Mayfield you were talking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
good
You're right.
presence on the field in terms of taking
He
control.
might be ready.
Well,
I don't know, I could
he's
see-
been a pro in quotations for over a year now. Because he's been in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, he was hurt last year.
Not really
but-
meant much practice reps, but yeah, I mean, he's
He
definitely
observed
been
a lot.
around the team, around staff meetings, around everything, and really solidified his personal life from what assisted his fall in the draft.
Exactly. He's
His character's
he's
gotten a
kind
lot
of
better, I
he's
think.
redirected his own path. It was very much predetermined of like, oh yeah, this kid messed up. This is what's going to happen. to
Menzel
him. And he
too.
was like, no,
2.0.
I'm going to take control of my future. I'm going to redirect the narrative, and I'm going to do it through my actions. And I'm going to show that's not who I am, and that's not who I'm going to be.
I'm here to play football.
Win games,
Win all the games.
hopefully. I don't know. I could see Chad getting a chance if Keenum is less than 50%, less than 250, and more than 3 turnovers by half, with no points scored.
Yeah. I think it'll
Even
be
if we're
more
only
based
down,
on just
like,
the score.
14 zip,
Really? Okay.
and Keenum doesn't put any production up. I could see. I mean, this is somewhat bold. This is not my bold prediction, but
Okay.
I could see that. If he just falls flat the first half, or their defense just dominates him the first half.
Well, that would probably be Elway's decision. I don't think Vance would ever bench Keenum. Unless Elway made that phone call and was like, hey, bro.
Who's Vance on the phone with?
Guess who I want to see?
What's Chelly doing?
Yeah.
Chelly. Swag Chelly. So
Are we gonna do bold
let's
predictions?
do bold predictions and then score predictions.
Bold predictions first. All right. I'm last.
I'm struggling
I'm
to come
last.
up with a bold
All right.
prediction for this game, I'll be honest.
All right, bold prediction. I'm going to go... I'm going to say the Broncos are going to win the turnover ratio.
Oh damn it!
So we're going to force more turnovers than they give up. And I'm going to say Chris Harris and Bradley Roby both have an interception.
Dang, dude. You and I were
Those
like
are bold.
honed in. I was going to, like, before you started talking, I was going to say Broncos defense has 2 interceptions. But then I was going to change it to we have 2 turnovers and we don't give up any turnovers on offensive side.
Nice.
But whether it's an interception or a fumble or one of each, like, yeah, just +2 on the turnover differential. But yeah, initially I was like, 2 interceptions sounds really good.
Right?
Sounds pretty.
So my initial one was Chad Kelly's going to
Throw for a touchdown.
come in the second half and then destroy it. But then I was like, oh no, I don't want that. That's not
You want that
something I
juju
want.
on you.
Yeah.
Since it's going to be supposedly quite a snowy day here in Denver on Sunday, I'm going to say Phillip Lindsay's going to get 2 rushing touchdowns. Because if the weather's bad, they're going to have to stick with the run. So, that's my bold prediction. Phil with 2 TDs.
You should
Good old
fill in
Phillip.
the coaching staff on that.
Hey.
I will shoot a text out to all the people I don't know.
I like that.
I hope this one is going to be a shootout regardless of the precipitation. My bold prediction is Cortland Sutton gets 2 touchdowns.
Doubling up on last week.
Yeah.
All right.
Next week is going to be 4.
Play it like blackjack. Like you double your money and then double the bet. Boom, boom.
All right. I'll parlay that and say that.
On your parlay.
Word of the week.
It just makes me think of parfait.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
This is probably not going to happen, but I just got to throw it out there. Sutton, per Gids, bold prediction, he gets 2 touchdowns. Both receiving, right? Or just 2 touchdowns in general? All right.
Does he have any rushes on the season?
No, I'm going to say that he gets 2 rushing...
Emmanuel has a rushing touchdown.
2 receiving touchdowns, and each is from a different quarterback.
Oh.
Damn.
That was a good in unison
I know.
vocal reaction, honey.
So, I don't know, it's probably not going to happen. I'd be
So
very
Kelly
surprised.
and Hogan.
Yeah.
They'll get the 2 touchdown passes.
And Keenum gets 0.
Jordan.
No.
I was like, who's Hogan? Oh yeah.
I'm not
Right,
naming.
that's
I'm not
true.
naming the
team.
quarterbacks that are going to do it, but two different people will throw a touchdown pass to Cortland Sutton. It could be Emmanuel Sanders that throws it.
Oh.
I don't know.
Odell Beckham
People
Jr.
have been going a little fancy with their
But-
let's let rando people throw passes
Yeah.
into
Oh,
the
yeah.
red zone.
So
All
I would love
right.
to see
Two
Jano
different
throw a
quarterbacks.
touchdown pass. That would be magical.
that would be sweet.
I would also thoroughly enjoy that. Yeah.
The good old Nebraska boy. Should we do a score
Scores.
predictions?
Anyone,
This is going to be rough.
anyone brave enough to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
Since I rattled off a 13-3 record for the Broncos before the season started. I did predict the Broncos to lose this game as one of my 3 losses. So I'll go into this with confidence. I think the Broncos are going to lose by at least 2 touchdowns, but my score prediction is going to be Rams 34, Broncos 17.
That was gonna be mine. Now I feel like I gotta change it.
Well, maybe you should go first next time.
You can go
Ah, right.
33.5 to
That
7.
was
I learned my lesson from Jordan. Just now.
Yeah.
All right. I was also gonna say 34-17, but in the interest of keeping things interesting, I will say, we will lose 37-17. They'll get one more field goal in there.
Not from
The
Greg
Rams.
Zerline.
I don't even know who their kicker is.
Santos?
I don't know. Well, Zerline had a groin injury like week 1.
Well, they had Ficken when Zerline got
Hey,
hurt.
watch your mouth.
Ficken A.
That actually is a swear word in German. But
Oh,
Oh.
my apologize. My apologize.
to our German listeners.
My apologize to the
Earmuffs.
German listeners.
We have had one
Jeez.
listener from Germany I saw on our Libsyn account. Thank you. One person who
Yeah.
listened to one episode.
Ich mag
This is for you.
Deutschland. Yeah.
I think they have Cairo Santos now. I
Is
think.
it Santos? He used to play for the Niners, right? think so.
Great question.
Rams kicker Zerline is going to miss the Broncos game. So we'll see what Santos
Whomever
has
the
if it's
backup
Santos.
is.
Mouse?
I think it's going to be rough. 38-13 loss.
Ooh, that's rough.
38-13.
Yeah.
All right. I picked the Broncos to win before the season, but I am going to be a flip-flopper. And I'm going to say
Flippy-flop.
the Broncos lose 38-27.
Okay, we've got some more faith in our offense than the rest of us.
No
do.
defense.
I don't know why.
All right, well, we'll have to see how this all plays out. Like I said before, I'm excited to watch football on Sunday. I'm
love
excited
watching
to cheer
football.
for my team, but this is a game that I'm definitely going into with I don't even know the word for it. Realistic.
Like we just opened a
Somberness.
slaughterhouse and it's for ourselves. Like, come on in, guys. Yeah, we'll lay down too.
Yeah.
Hey,
Do what you need
Hi,
to.
Coach Phillips. We missed you. Oh, yep. You were ready to
But,
just annihilate us.
No, it's going to be fun watching the Broncos and how the team is going to change over time, and whatever new faces come our way, I'm
Right.
excited to meet
We
them.
shall see.
We could have another top 5 pick. Oh my god.
No, don't say that.
Get a left tackle.
If it is a snowy game, though,
Or Chad
there's
Kelly and
nothing
Tank.
better than a good snowy football game.
Yes.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So
In
I hope
Denver,
it's snowing like crazy.
Won't be enough.
the greatest city on earth. It's gonna be great.
Wear a jacket.
Jordan's reaching so hard, like we are going out on a positive note. I'm gonna say great in this sentence 3 times.
No, to our fans that are going to the game, don't forget your gloves. Don't forget your jacket.
Wear your beanies.
Definitely grab some hot chocolate instead of beer.
Put
That
some
way-
peppermint schnapps in your hot chocolate.
Yeah, you can carry in some peppermint schnapps, maybe.
Don't. I wouldn't risk it. They're pretty
Either
tight
way,
security there.
stay warm out there, cheer hard, and hopefully the Broncos come out with the W.
I hope nothing more in the world than we are talking to you a week from now with a crazy, oh my god, we came out with an epic win.
Tuesday
Yes.
night. 5 days.
Tuesday night, 5 days.
5 days, yes.
Short week for
Oh,
us,
thank you for
guys.
reminding me. We will be putting our next podcast out early next week since we are playing the Thursday night game. So, thank you all again so very much for listening. We appreciate it, and we will talk to you very soon. Later.
Toodles.
Peace.